could end up, you know, if it was between you and whether it was Steve or Liz. Were you prepared to make any deals knowing that first is $500K and second is $50K?
What kind of deal? What do you mean?
Like chop with the person.
Oh, they weren't allowed.
Okay.
No, there are no deals.
Okay.
I wish there were deals. Oh my goodness, if deals were allowed,
you would have been able
like,
to make one at the final three, right?
No, I would have been. This was like, whoa. I wish that Big Brother could take a cue from the poker world and allow deals. There's no chopping. Trust me, I had that conversation. It was made very clear to me. Absolutely no deals. So no, there was no leeway in that regard. Would I have been willing to? Yes. Obviously, there's a lot of variance in the end, and I knew that. Certainly, I think that actually would have even increased the odds that someone like Steve would have taken me to final two if he had thought he was guaranteed a certain amount of money. You know, it's when you have such a big amount at top and there's no negotiating for deals, it really forces people to do what's correct strategically, which is why he couldn't take me, because it was too risky.
Right.
And I don't blame him for that. I mean, he did the right game move, and props to him for that. He earned the win.
Right. So some of these questions here, we'll get some of these answered. They wanted to know up top. There was a few questions. Someone said, "What's your favorite fast food place?" Which I don't know. We'll answer all questions.
I'm not huge on fast food, but let's see. If I like favorite fast food. Okay, this is terrible, but I actually really like I like Burger King breakfast, like her sandwiches and stuff. I actually really like those.
Oh yeah, what was like some of the things that you ate like when you came out of the house, or like what were some of the things that you missed, just like creature comforts or things that you were just used to on a regular basis?
Wow, like salads and stuff. Well, first of all, I didn't really like cooking in that kitchen because it was really hard to keep it clean with so many people living there, and like especially a lot of the guys, like they were so filthy, like, and I would clean up and then it would just be dirty like 10 minutes later. It was like the never-ending project of trying to keep it clean. So that kitchen made it really hard to cook in. I ended up eating a lot of processed food when I was there, which is really not healthy. The way I like to eat when I'm home is like more prepared food and salads and chicken and vegetables, and I missed a lot of like my little local places that I go. You know, we have this pho place that we love, or I think you're supposed to call it pho. I always say it wrong.
Well, the Asian's gonna say that you call it pho.
Oh, good, here we go. But my heart's in the right place. The point is I love the food, and there's this favorite place right down the street from where I live, and I really miss that place. I actually can't wait to go in the very near future. And we have Mel and I have a lot of our local type favorite places, and like going to the drive-in is something I really love to do, and I've been able to do since I've been back, and just kind of getting my own little routine, and having privacy is also is bueno. Definitely not to be underestimated. I didn't realize just how much privacy is awesome, but when you have 24 hours of absolutely no privacy, you really learn to appreciate it.
Somebody else asked, someone asked to see a picture of Mel, but I don't know, maybe we could even just bring her in here for a quick second.
We actually could totally do that.
Or a picture, but some people want to see what she looks like.
If they want to see what she looks like, they can go check out, she's on Twitter, Mel, so at MELPROCE, so MELPROCEOUELLET, so Mel Proche Wallet. And you see me, like, I tweet her all the time. If you just go to my Twitter, you should find her.
So someone else asked if you got asked to be on All Stars Big Brother, would you do it again? Is this kind of an experience that you just said it's the hardest thing that you've ever done? Could you imagine knowing everything you know now on top of what you had thought going into your first experience in the Big Brother house? Would you do it again?
Man, as hard as it was and as many tears as I shed, the gamer in me could not turn it down. It is the ultimate game. Like, you're talking to someone, I think a couple people in the chat room asked, like, where are you guys? And look, you're actually in my office right now. This is like on my desk. You're talking to someone who lives for games. I have games like they're just surrounding me, like in my life. To be able to play a game 24 hours a day that is as incredibly challenging as Big Brother was on every level, be it emotional, physical, psychological, philosophical, morally, in every sense of how you could possibly challenge yourself as a human being. It was challenging, and there was so much game, whether it was strategizing for a particular comp, or strategizing with alliances, or strategizing, on a micro basis with, conversations with, there's just so much opportunity to play the game. I was in game player like nirvana. It was awesome. So yes, I would definitely do it again.
Someone asks, Vanessa, what do you think of Steve sleeping with a teddy bear and listening to Lion King? Why is he so beta?
It's, Steve's one of a kind. He's, look, he never hid the fact that he was a grown kid, basically. He was just a late bloomer, emotional maturity wise, and that's fine with me. I found it endearing. He never really bothered me. He was someone, what I liked about Steve was that he's the kind of person, he didn't take it personally. Like, if something he did bothered you, he would beg, please just tell me. I don't take social cues well. Tell me. And so I'm a very direct person, so I actually took him up on that. And we had the kind of relationship where if he ever did anything, which was rare in the first place, that bothered me, I would just tell him, hey, Steve, maybe like next time reconsider this one thing. And he would listen to your advice. And beyond that, we connected on nerd stuff. And I mean, the teddy bear, it's not really my thing. I never was like, I think I never played with dolls really, or teddy bears. So I don't know about all that, but it made him happy. So whatever.
So what is your relationship like with Steve and some of the other people in the house? Are you still close with some of them? Or do you guys talk on a regular basis? I mean, whether or not, whatever happened in the house, you can all see that you guys went through this incredible experience together, and, that should obviously go beyond the game play.
And I know you, of all people, know this better than anyone, that, we obviously have our feelings about it's so funny, I'm watching you play poker and like thinking about it, but it's just strange. But yay, ship it. But you have your feelings about what went on in the game, but me better than anyone, I know how to separate the game from the personal. And you said it. Yeah, we went through this life-changing experience, which no one will ever understand except for us, because it's just different when you're on the other side of it. And, that will bond us and bind us probably for the rest of our lives. And so we've all been in touch, even the people you would probably least expect me to be in touch with. And I don't hold a grudge or have hard feelings about anything. There were some things that were said that were, I never got personal about anyone, but there were some things that were said about me personally, which hurt, I'm not going to lie. But, people have apologized and reached out to me, and I'll let bygones be bygones and, just move forward and give people a second chance at being my friend in the real world, which is a very different place than the Big Brother world.
So, yeah, I mean, speaking of kind of the things that were said, have you had a chance to watch, because this is one of the few, all the other reality shows are not actually in real time, so when it starts airing, you can actually watch and follow along. So have you been able to catch up on a lot of the things that you might have missed, or did you watch episode by episode? Did you just did Mel kind of save some timestamps of all right, at 5 minutes on this episode, you better watch what this person said about you?
A little bit of all of it. Yes. So there were definitely some timestamps that I immediately had to get the cliff notes on what went down and see some of it for myself. I did start watching them in order, and I'm about halfway through the season in doing that. And then, watching reading a lot of the media afterwards, clues me into a lot of the big things that happened that I maybe didn't know about. For the most part, I was so involved in almost every aspect of the game. Nothing was really a huge surprise to me. It was more some of the personal comments that were made that were hurtful. Beyond that, the only real surprise for me, there were two. One, that Johnny Mac was a super fan. That's what he said. He said he's a super fan. I did not see that coming. The other thing was how Austin reacted in jury. I actually thought, as a game player and a lifelong fan of Big Brother, I would have expected him to have had a little bit more mature of a response to me evicting him, more see the game level side of it instead of taking it so personally. Maybe that's just the poker player in me again, who's perfect example. I've played at the poker table with you.
Yeah.
And if I beat you in a poker table, it's not like you're going to be mad at me later in the day and come up and try to get the world to hate me as a result.
Right.
And so I'm not used to that because I'm from the poker world. But so he went to jury and he was really bitter and tried to turn the jury against me, and that sucked and it hurt because I really expected someone who I thought was my friend and a fellow game player to respect the game move that it was, because it was never personal, it was just a game move. And so that was a little surprising, but he and I have worked it out, and beyond those things, there wasn't anything too huge. I mean, I guess seeing how ugly of a crier I am was pretty annoying.
I mean, everybody is an ugly crier, though. If you're seriously feeling it in the moment, there's no way you can actually hide that kind of.
No, but woof.
No, stop it. So somebody else actually said, did Steve tell you on the commercial break that he was going to evict you, or did you just find out right when?
No, but he didn't need to. I could see his heart beating out of his neck. His pulse was going. So that number one tell that I always talk about with pulse in the neck at the poker table, that's my biggest clue to reading people if they're stressed, and usually they're stressed when they're bluffing. And Steve had that going. Everyone, I remember myself before I would blindside someone, and evict them, I would get that same rush. And so as soon as I looked at him and saw that he had that pulse going in his neck, I knew what was coming, but he didn't tell me.
Let's see. Someone else asked if you could choose one other BB17 house guest to be on All Stars with you, who would it be?
I really got to throw a bone to Audrey's strategy. I think she played too quickly. If she had just slowed it down, she would have been, well, first of all, I would have loved to have had an alliance with her and go all the way. I think that we could have worked really well together. But she was definitely strategically an amazing player to play. She made the game very challenging. She was good, very good. And she went out early in the game because she tried to play maybe a little too fast, too hard, too fast. But I think that in the future she wouldn't do that. So of anyone, I actually would probably most enjoy playing, because I'm a gamer. I want someone who's going to strategically challenge me, and that would be someone like Audrey.
Very cool. Somebody else wants to know, well, a lot of people actually have seen this scrolling through chat, and you guys are just asking questions at such a rapid fire rate. It's kind of hard to keep up. So sorry if we missed some of your questions, but a lot of people are asking, what are your plans poker-wise? Has this kind of reinvigorated your love for the game? Have you missed playing poker? You went into the Big Brother house right after you played a few WSOP events this summer. So, how are you feeling right now about your game and about whether or not, you want to continue down this poker path, or what else is next for you?
Okay, so poker's always going to be a part of my life. That's the cool thing about the game, is that, you can play well into your 90s. Till whenever, till as long as you can, you don't even need to technically be able to hold the chips.
Yeah.
You can play poker for your whole life. And so I know without a doubt, poker is going to be a very prominent part of my life forever. Now, that being said, will it be the only thing that I do? I'm always someone, my brain is hungry for new challenges and new adventures. And so I would hope that I'm going to have other adventures in other areas in addition to poker. But as far as missing poker, wow, I definitely do. I'm actually watching you play, and I'm getting the itch. And so, yeah, I'm definitely hungry to play some poker. I'm thinking my game's probably a little rusty because I haven't played any poker for months now. So I would need to just brush up, play probably some cash games, get back in the swing of it. And then I'm sure I'll be playing the WPT here in Vegas in December, the Five Diamond. So we'll see how I do in that one.
So also another thing that you do in a hobby of yours, and what you actually told people on on Big Brother that your occupation was, is DJing. So, how much of that do you think you're going to be doing now? Do you feel like other people are like, all right, Vanessa, let's see your DJ skills?
Oh, well, first of all, yeah, so if people, by the way, want to follow me on Mixcloud, you can check out some of my mixes, mixcloud.com/Vanessa Rousso, or my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Lady Maverick. Yeah, so obviously I did tell people I make a living DJing, which isn't an entire lie. While I make probably only 15% of my income from DJing, but I do DJ, but I would love to do more. While poker is my bread and butter, music really is my heart. And if Mel and I could launch a DJ duo together, we've had some ideas about names, and she was working on her skills all summer, and she is doing really, really well. I was shocked. She's really, really good with the mixer and the turntables now. She put in a lot of practice while I was in here. So yeah, we're looking to launch something. Hopefully some doors will open in that direction, and we're crossing our fingers and optimistic about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw that you had a nice little studio outside here when I walked in.
Yeah, in the other room.
And obviously Mel had some free time when you were away to practice. So was that something you kind of got her interested in, or was that just
Well, she actually has a tattoo, music is the answer. So she's always been very much into music. That was probably the reason we most bonded and connected, because we're both so music obsessed. She always wanted to be a DJ, and she was a student in music when we met. And so that's primarily what we have in common. And so we're always if we're not listening to music, talking about music, finding new music online, making music together. She singing music, writing songs. There's always music going on in this house.
So a lot of other people here have been asking, would you do any other reality competition shows like Survivor, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a very, like, you live once as far as you know. Like, as far as I know, I get one shot at this life, and I want to do it all while I'm here. So, yeah, I mean, if I were fortunate enough to be offered to be on Survivor or Amazing Race or even The Apprentice, I think The Celebrity Apprentice is starting back up.